Right, he run from the car to the house, man.
Hello, Jerry, you ready? Jerry, are you ready?
Yeah, me too. No argument.
Ready to go?
No singing.
Crackling Road. I hate this day.
I'd like to call to order Village of Bartlett Plan Commission, June 11th, 2020 at 7 p.m. Will the secretary call the roll?
Jim Lemberg,
Here.
Mark Hopkins,
Here?
Tim Ridenauer,
Here.
John Miasso,
Here.
Diane Nagel,
Here.
Austin Hopkins, Jerry Callis,
Here.
Dan Gunstein.
Here. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the May 14th, 2020 meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second? Is there any additions or corrections?
Who was the second?
I say.
No additions, corrections? Secretary call the roll?
Tim Ridenauer,
Yes.
John Miasso,
Yes.
Diane Nagel,
Yes.
Austin Hopkins, Jerry Callis,
Abstain.
Dan Gunstein,
Yes.
Mark Hopkins,
Yes.
and Jim Lemberg.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is number 20-07, Culver's, a site plan review and special use permit to allow outdoor seating and to allow a drive-through establishment. This is a public hearing. If there's anyone in the audience that's going to have a comment or a question, we have some witness forms to fill out ahead of time. Okay, let's see here, gotta get there. We're getting there.
We'll see what Jim wants us to do.
7, 8, 9. Witness. Okay, Christy, could you give us some background, please?
Sure. This property was annexed in the village back in 1988 and was zoned PD as part of the Woodland Hills property. The development of this area is guided by a preliminary site plan for the Woodland Hills plan development. The property is designated for B3 neighborhood shopping uses. The property was part of a 3-lot subdivision in 1997 and then was re-subdivided in 2005 as part of the Goodwill development. The petitioner is requesting site plan review for a 4,400 square foot Culver's restaurant on 2.31 acres along the west side of Route 59, just south of the Goodwill. The proposed elevations will primarily be manufactured stone and hardy plank siding. The walls are capped with blue coping to match the blue canvas awnings, and parapet walls screen the rooftop mechanicals. The petitioner is requesting a special use permit to allow outdoor seating just south of the restaurant. The site plan identifies 61 parking spaces, which exceeds the zoning ordinance requirement of 45. They're also requesting a special use permit for a drive-through. So right now, there's going to be one drive-through proposed along the east side of the building up to the north. In the future, they are also proposing a possible second drive-through, kind of what you see at some of the McDonald's, where they have 2 drive-up order windows and then 1 pickup window. They are also, in addition to providing stacking before the order window, they're also providing stacking afterwards in the event people have to wait for their order to be ready. Access to the site is via 2 curb cuts on private roads. So there's currently a right-in, right-out on Route 59, and then Quincy Bridge Road, which is a private drive, connects down from Schick north to the Goodwill. The typical hours of operation are 10 a.m. to midnight daily, and they will have about 12 employees on each shift. Staff recommends approval, subject to the conditions and findings of fact in your staff report. The petitioner's here if he has anything he'd like to add.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for staff?
Well, yeah. I was a little confused on the discussion here. It said there are 6 stacking spaces, but on the plat there, it looks like there's quite a few more than that.
6 is what's required. During our talks with them, they've adjusted the drive-through so that they can accommodate even more.
Yeah, that's what, I mean,
Yes.
that's good. It just,
Yes.
it's almost twice as much. What's the hardy siding? Which part of it?
Let me go. Let me see. You can, if you look at this. What was that, Tim?
What's the hardy siding? When I hear that word, I just think of boards. What does it look like on
Do you
here?
want to elaborate on that?
My name is Chris McGuire, and hardy
okay,
plank
just a
siding,
minute.
sorry,
You're the petitioner, right?
that is correct.
Okay, is anyone else here going to be giving testimony?
No, sir.
Just you?
Yes,
Okay, need to be sworn in. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
And state your name and address, please.
Chris McGuire, business name, McCon Building Corporation, address 1059 Circle Drive, Highland, Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you.
Hardy plank siding is a cement board siding,
Right.
so it does give you the appearance of a general wood siding, but it also is a more durable product.
Which part is it? The tan part?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
the tan part.
All right. So it'll actually look like planks running across.
That is correct.
All right. Just look like some solid piece of something.
Anyone else have any questions for the petitioner?
How many outdoor tables do you foresee at the patio area? Based off the size of that patio?
I believe this one had 5, so tables of 4, and
You had, the rendering they showed had 6 tables with 4 seats each.
thank you, I'm sorry, I had this confused with the project last night in Grand Rapids.
So it's shown on the floor plan.
Are they allowed to go bigger on the patio if they needed it, or is that the size that they prefer? I mean, I'm just looking at today's culture with everybody sitting outside, and I know it's gonna go back and forth over the next 6 to 10 months, depending on the culture. I'm just asking if that's what your typical size is for patios.
It is typical. We work in 20 states, and each area is different. But given a day like today, it'd be absolutely wonderful to be outside having dinner. There are other days where it's not quite as nice. At this point in time, we're anticipating more of a drive-through. As for the last couple months, everything has been 100% drive-through. But we are, in the different states that we work in, there are some stores that opened up 100% again. So people have gone back to normal. And with that, yes, the outdoor dining is preferable when you have a beautiful day like today.
And one other question, is there music outside on the patio?
There is music. It's quiet music, is
Okay.
the way I describe it. Just background.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else have any questions, comments?
No.
Okay, before I open this up to the public, Christie, we have the notifications? Oh, fine, thank you. Okay, at this time, is anyone in the audience and the public would like to make a comment, a question? Anyone? Okay, we close that portion of the public hearing. Anyone else have a commission here, have a questions for staff or the petitioner?
I just have a curiosity question. What's a bioswale?
Bioswale is a method of introduction of stormwater back into the soil. It filters the water before it gets in all the way into percolates.
Cool. Anyone else?
So this is just your detention area then?
It's a portion of the system, yes. We have to pre-filter before it goes off-site.
Thank you.
I had one question. Just to be sure here, the 30-foot setback that you have along the back before you get, is that before you get from the fence from those townhomes to exactly where? The parking? It's hard to tell. Yeah, that's the one. See where it says 30-foot building setback line.
Right, that measures from basically where the fence is, east. Obviously, because of the access drive, the building's actually 157 feet away from the property line.
Okay. That's over the street. There's a street in there, too.
Correct.
Quincy Bridge, okay.
Anyone else have anything?
What is the screening wall screening?
Where is the screening wall?
It's on the west side of the building. Because the dumpster is far over to the northwest corner.
Oh, the screening to the south of it?
It's other mechanical equipment they have back there.
That is correct. I'm sorry, it was lost on that. It's a CO2 tank and grease containment.
Okay.
It's on the floor plan.
Anyone else have anything? Jerry, you have anything? Usually you do. Okay. Then at this time, I'm looking for a motion to approve the petitioner's request for a site plan and special use permit, subject to the conditions and findings of fact.
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second?
Jerry.
Jerry had the second. Who made the motion?
I did.
John?
Okay.
Any further discussion?
Oh, I just want to tell the petitioner that I've been to your facilities, I've seen your new construction facilities. I think this is a great plan and a great building for Bartlett, so look forward to having you there.
It's a good area. It matches
Thank
the
you.
Goodwill, too.
Do a little shopping, get a little lunch.
If I may, I'd like to thank the city staff for help and guidance through this. This has been a very interesting time, and they've been incredibly professional. We do work in 20 states, so I do travel a lot, and they're top-notch.
Yes, they are.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
John Miasso,
Yes.
Diane Nagel,
Yes.
Austin Hopkins, Jerry Callis,
Yes.
Dan Gunstein,
Yes.
Mark Hopkins,
Yes?
and Tim Ridenhour.
Tiebreaker again. Yes.
Okay. Passes.
Okay, it's approved. Okay.
When do you anticipate
Good luck.
starting the project?
Good luck to you.
Hold on.
I think it's in December.
Oh,
Yeah,
December?
opening.
Okay. I said, when did you anticipate starting the project?
We hope to start the project in early July, mid-July, and with approval of everybody, and then we would move from there to opening in December, yes.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was hoping for samples.
Getting lost there. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna find it. Okay, I guess the next item on the agenda is any new business or old business?
We have a lot of projects that we're reviewing, so you may have something next month. Nothing's set for sure yet.
Does anyone have any comments, questions?
I have a question. Say somebody couldn't make it physically to this meeting tonight, could they have participated electronically?
We didn't have it set up. Our IT department wasn't here to see if we could try to do a combination Zoom live meeting. It's something that they're looking at doing with the village board. So once IT can kind of set up that, it may be something that we're able to do.
What else?
Okay, that's it. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
All right, how you turn this off?